Learn the hard way. To learn something by making a mistake or having a bad experience. I learned the hard way not to leave my phone on the car. Reach a turning point. To arrive at a moment of major change. That conversation became a turning point. Be your own worst enemy. To create your own problems through your behavior. He could succeed if he stopped being his own worst enemy. Live and learn. To accept that mistakes teach valuable lessons. I trusted the wrong person, but live and learn. Go from bad to worse. To become increasingly worse. The weather went from bad to worse. Turn the corner. To begin improving after difficulty. I think we've finally turned the corner. Overstep the mark. To go beyond acceptable behavior. I think he overstepped the mark. Push someone's buttons. To deliberately annoy someone. My brother knows exactly how to push my buttons. Run yourself into the ground. To work until you're completely exhausted. He's running himself into the ground. Drift apart. To slowly become less close. We didn't argue, we just drifted apart. Grow out of something. To stop liking something naturally over time. I grew out of that hobby years ago. Second guess yourself. To doubt your own decisions. She always second guesses herself afterward. Fall by the wayside. To be forgotten or left behind. When I started baking bread, my old hobby of knitting just fell by the wayside. Cut it close. To leave almost no time to finish something. Getting to the train station just 2 minutes before it leaves is cutting it close. Set the pace. To show how fast others should go. During our morning run, my older brother always sets the pace. Keep up the momentum. To keep going fast or doing well. You cleaned the whole kitchen so fast, let's keep up the momentum. Go down a rabbit hole. To get super distracted by a new topic. I went down a rabbit hole reading about old airplanes and lost 3 hours of my day. Put on the back burner. To stop doing something for a while. I'm putting my plans to paint the living room on the back burner until the weather gets cooler. Spread oneself too thin. To try to do too many things at once. Between football practice, French class, and fixing my car, I'm spreading myself too thin. Play catch up. To try to get back to where you should be after falling behind. After being sick for a week, I spent the weekend playing catch-up with the laundry. Get bogged down. To be slowed down by tiny details. Let's not get bogged down in picking the exact shade of blue right now. Let's just buy the paint. Run out of steam. To lose energy. I was cleaning the house all morning, but I completely ran out of steam by noon. Power through. To keep going even when you're tired. My legs were hurting during the hike, but I decided to power through and reach the top. Drag one's feet. To do something slowly because you don't want to do it. The landlord has been dragging his feet on fixing our kitchen sink. Go through the motions. To do something without caring or feeling anything. He didn't really want to play tennis anymore. He was just going through the motions on the court. Hold the fort. To look after a place while someone is gone. Could you hold the fort in the kitchen while I run to the store for more salt? And do the bathroom next. Hit a roadblock. To find a problem that stops you. My plan to bake a cake hit a roadblock when I realized we had no eggs. Rest on one's laurels. To stop trying because you already did something good in the past. You won the cooking contest last year, but you can't rest on your laurels if you want to win again. Leave it to the last minute. To wait until the very end to do something. She always leaves packing her suitcase to the last minute and ends up forgetting things. Brush up on. To practice something you forgot. I need to brush up on my Spanish before we travel to Mexico. Phase out. To slowly stop using something. The city plans to phase out plastic bags at the grocery store next year. Take it in stride. To stay calm when something bad happens. When it started raining during our picnic, we just took it in stride and moved to the car. Brush it off. To act like something bad doesn't bother you. My sister made a rude comment about my haircut, but I just brushed it off. Hit a raw nerve. To talk about something that makes someone upset. When you talked about his broken car, you definitely hit a raw nerve. Blow things out of proportion. To make a small problem seem huge. I just dropped a plate. Let's not blow things out of proportion. Keep a level head. To stay calm in a hard situation. When the stove caught on fire, she kept a level head and used the fire extinguisher. Bottle up. To hide your feelings. If you bottle up your sadness, you will just feel worse later. Let off steam. To get rid of angry or nervous energy. I like to go for a really fast bike ride to let off steam. Make light of. To joke about something serious. I wish he wouldn't make light of my fear of spiders. It really scares me. Take it to heart. To feel very sad about what someone said. I was just giving you advice on your drawing. Please don't take it to heart. Rub someone the wrong way. To annoy someone without trying to. I don't know what it is about that new neighbor, but he just rubs me the wrong way. Swallow one's pride. To do something embarrassing because you have to. I had to swallow my pride and ask my mom for money to fix my bike. Put on a brave face. To act strong when you are sad or scared. Even though her knee was bleeding, she put on a brave face for her little brother. Get bent out of shape. To get very angry over something small. Don't get bent out of shape just because we are out of milk. We can drink water. Take it out on someone. To be mean to a person because you are angry at something else. I know you had a bad day, but please don't take it out on me. Leave a bad taste in one's mouth. To give you a bad feeling that stays. The rude way the waiter spoke to us left a bad taste in my mouth. Bristle at. To look angry when someone says something. He bristled at the idea that he needed help carrying the heavy boxes. Come to terms with. To finally accept a sad thing. It took him a long time to come to terms with the fact that he couldn't play baseball anymore. Keep one's composure. To stay calm on the outside. Even when the child was screaming, the teacher kept her composure. Shrug it off. To act like you don't care. He fell in the mud, but he just tried to shrug it off and keep walking. Lash out. To yell or attack suddenly. When he felt trapped in the argument, he lashed out and called his friend a liar. Read the room. To look around and see how people are feeling. He didn't read the room at all and told a joke while everyone was crying at the movie. Keep at arm's length. To not let someone get too close to you. I am friendly with my neighbor, but I keep him at arm's length. Clear the air. To talk about a problem so everyone feels better. We need to sit down and clear the air before this fight ruins our road trip. Overstep the mark. To go too far and be rude. Asking how much money they have in the bank really overstepped the mark. Bend over backwards. To try very hard to help someone. My grandmother bent over backwards to make sure I had my favorite food. Leave someone high and dry. To leave someone alone with a big problem. When my friends left the restaurant without paying, I was left high and dry with the bill. Step on someone's toes. To upset someone by doing their job. I want to help cook the dinner, but I don't want to step on my dad's toes. Take someone for granted. To forget to say thank you because someone is always there. She cooks for us every day, and I think we started to take her for granted. String someone along. To make someone believe a lie for a long time. The car salesman strung us along for hours before telling us the real price. Call someone out. To tell someone they are doing something wrong in front of others. I was glad when she called him out for cutting in line at the grocery store. Put in a good word for. To say nice things about someone. If you want to join the tennis club, I can put in a good word for you. Touch base. To talk for a short time to share news. I'll call you on Sunday just to touch base before our trip. Drift apart. To slowly stop being friends. We used to play together every day as kids, but we just drifted apart. Keep someone in the loop. To tell someone the newest information. If you change the recipe, please keep me in the loop. Get off on the wrong foot. To start a new friendship badly. We got off on the wrong foot yesterday because of that misunderstanding, so let's try again. Smooth things over. To fix a problem and make people happy again. My mom had to smooth things over after I broke my sister's toy. Vouch for someone. To promise that someone is a good person. I can definitely vouch for Sarah. She is very honest and kind. Fall out with. To have a big fight and stop talking to someone. He fell out with his brother over who should get their grandfather's watch. Shut someone out. To not let someone talk to you or help you. When she is sad, she usually goes to her room and shuts everyone out. Talk past each other. To talk without listening to what the other person means. The argument went nowhere because they were just talking past each other. Hedge one's bets. To try two things so you don't fail. He's hedging his bets by planting both tomatoes and peppers, in case one dies. Cut one's losses. To stop doing something bad before it gets worse. The soup tasted terrible, so I decided to cut my losses and throw it away. Double down. To try even harder when people tell you you are wrong. Instead of saying sorry for the mess, he doubled down and made it worse. Draw the line. To say you will not do something. I will help you clean the living room, but I draw the line at cleaning the toilet. Tip the scales. To be the final thing that changes a choice. Seeing the beautiful kitchen really tipped the scales and made us want to buy the house. Shift the blame. To say a mistake is someone else's fault. When the window broke, he tried to shift the blame to his younger brother. Put things into perspective. To help you see what is really important. Getting lost in the woods for hours really put my silly arguments with my sister into perspective. Take the plunge. To finally do something you were scared to do. After years of swimming in the shallow end, she finally took the plunge and jumped off the diving board. Jump the gun. To do something too early. We jumped the gun by painting the walls before we fixed the roof. Test the waters. To try something a little bit first. Before cooking for everyone, she tested the waters by making a small bowl of the soup. Stand one's ground. To not change your mind when people push you. My mom stood her ground and refused to let us eat ice cream for breakfast. Cave in. To finally say yes after saying no for a long time. The kids begged for an hour, and he finally caved in and bought them toys. Back oneself into a corner. To get stuck with no good choices. By lying about where he was, he really backed himself into a corner. Turn a blind eye. To pretend you didn't see something bad. The referee turned a blind eye when the player grabbed the other guy's shirt. Nip it in the bud. To stop a bad thing before it grows big. When the weeds started growing in the garden, I pulled it out to nip it in the bud. Bear in mind. To remember something important. When buying this plant, bear in mind that it needs a lot of water. Factor in. To add a detail into your plan. When we plan the drive, we need to factor in time for gas stops. Rule out. To say something is impossible. The mechanic checked the battery to rule out an electrical problem. Side with. To agree with one person in a fight. Whenever my parents argue about money, I try not to side with either of them. Foregone conclusion. Something that is definitely going to happen. Since he practiced every single day, his win in the race was a foregone conclusion. Take a toll on. To hurt or tire something over time. Running on hard roads for years really took a toll on his knees. Pay off in the long run. To bring good things later, even if it is hard now. Eating vegetables every day is boring, but it will pay off in the long run. Fall into a rut. To get stuck doing the same boring things. We eat pasta every single night. I feel like my cooking has fallen into a rut. A change of pace. Something new and different. After reading heavy history books, a funny comic is a nice change of pace. Get the hang of it. To finally learn how to do something. Riding a bike without training wheels is scary, but you'll get the hang of it soon. Run its course. To finish naturally. The doctor said it's just a cold and we have to wait for it to run its course. Fall short of expectations. To not be as good as you hoped. The new cake recipe looked great in the picture, but the taste fell short of expectations. Live up to the hype. To be as good as everyone said it was. The famous roller coaster at the theme park really lived up to the hype. Bear the brunt of. To take the worst part of a bad thing. The big oak tree bore the brunt of the heavy wind, saving our roof.